Pop Culture Classroom celebrates diversity and community while inspiring kids to express themselves through pop culture and self-expression.
That's right. This week, they're releasing a brand new comic book about California's Angel Island Immigration Center. Joining us this morning with more details is the Director of Education for Pop Culture Classroom, Matt Slayter. Matt, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Tell us a bit more about Pop Culture Classroom.
So our mission is to inspire a love of learning, increase literacy, celebrate diversity, and build community through the tools of popular culture and the power of self-expression, which is a really long-winded way to say that we use things like comics and board games and video games for academic and social emotional learning, both here in the Denver area, but also nationally.
It's a fun way to learn about historical things and get diverse communities involved.
Right.
Yeah, history, literacy, critical thinking skills, using any of those pop culture mediums that we can think of. Like, for instance, we just did a program doing video game creation at the Denver Center of International Studies, where they're learning storytelling and those project management skills too.
Where did you get the idea for Pop Culture Classroom? How was this born, and how have you seen it shaping young lives already?
I wish I could say it was my idea. Back around 2012 or so, our founders knew that they learned how to read using comic books, and so they wanted to start a program where they could inspire people to do the same. That actually was the birth of Denver Comic-Con back in the day. That was our big fundraiser. Now we are the featured charity of Fan Expo Denver, which will be coming up this summer. But we know that pop culture engages kids in ways that other mediums don't. Comics and video games and movies and TVs, they're a shared language that we have. So why not tap that for things like literacy, building communication skills, right? Building any of those academic and social emotional skills that we know we need to be teaching in schools.
Absolutely. I wish this existed when I was going through the system.
Me too.
Yeah.
We hear that a lot.
Clearly this is popular. You've had like 80 publications, 83 or something like to date now, and tomorrow you have another release, right?
Yeah, so one of the big things we do is our line of colorful history comics. The first 50 or so are all about Colorado history. They're 2-pagers. And then we've got 4-pagers about people, places, and events in U.S. history that have been coming out since.
Wow.
Last week, we just put out an issue about Helene Rother, who was an immigrant during World War II to the United States and kind of revolutionized automotive interior design. And then tomorrow, we are putting out an issue celebrating AAPI Heritage Month, written by one of our interns, and it's all about Angel Island Immigration Station.
When we talk about this being a great literacy tool for younger people, how young are we talking?
So our comics range anywhere from 3rd grade up through high school. Wow. So depending on the subject matter, we'll kind of adjust the comic and the teaching guides, the teaching materials to match. So not too long ago, we put one about artificial intelligence, specifically for kids in elementary school to understand what AI is.
Well, so when the kids bring home their homework, you know how this goes. Parents often learn a lot too from these.
Absolutely, yeah. All of our comics are free on our website. So they're not just for educators. They are geared for educators, but also parents can download them too and give them to their kids as well.
And you have thousands of downloads for those. I mean, it's very popular. I'm looking at some of them. Really incredible work.
We have a really wide range of artists, both local and national, that we use. So we're always trying to pick the right artist for the right subject matter. We're trying to make sure that we're representing the people that we're telling the story about. So yeah, a big variety there.
Okay, you mentioned that people can just download these. Where can they go to find this?
So on our website, www.popcultureclassroom.org, under the teaching materials, you can find all of our educational comics. And again, every single one of these are free with the teaching guides. What we have coming up, though, is we're finishing a fundraiser to get our 2nd printed edition. So this right here is our 2022 collected edition. Right now, we're raising funds to do our 2023-2024 collected edition, which has all the comics that we put out last year and so far this year. That's an Indiegogo campaign that's going through this Friday. So if people go to our website, they can see that link right there and then donate. That will get you your own copy of the comic. And if you donate at the $200 level or more, you get to choose exactly what classroom those comics go to.
It's such a great idea.
I love this. Yeah,
I also want to take a little bit of your energy and just bottle it up with me right now.
Truly.
Yes.
I mean, you're like caffeine in human form. It's great. This is amazing, especially for a morning show.
Yes, such a great idea. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, thank you for having us.
I appreciate your time.